marketing sessions coming your way right now. Say yes. First up, we have the young gun from down under, Mr. Matt Lloyd. Now this man is bad to the bone. Takes number 2 in the futuristic marketing launch with over $300,000 in sales. First time he ever really went big like that, and he comes out just crushing. In the last 12 months, this young man has become one of the fastest growing entrepreneurs in this industry. Beginning of January 2011 here, $900 that month in his business. Last month he cleared $315,000. He's getting ready to come up and teach you exactly how he did it. Are you guys excited for that? Are you excited for that? Then can we make a ton of noise to welcome up the one and only Matt Lloyd? Give it up, my friends. Get on up here, buddy.
Thank you, everybody. It's on? Okay, perfect. Well, first of all, I got to thank Jonathan Budd, who, without Jonathan, I probably wouldn't be here tonight. Literally, he was the one who got my momentum started.
My name is Jane Orlov, and I'm here with Matt Lloyd. Can you guys believe it? 25-year-old guy from Australia, came from nothing on a farm, basically, mowing lawns, to where you know?
We just did 240K this month.
240,000 in sales. Company over a period of 1 year?
Well, I've been doing this for 4 years. The first 3 years I pretty much made no money. So it's mostly in the last year that it really took off. Yeah.
So the last year is basically from nothing to over 240,000 in sales per month.
Right, yeah, it's been a good year.
And could you share a little bit about how it all started, how you found out about this industry and what you did before?
So I was, as Jane said, I was mowing lawns. I had a small little, kind of like a hobby business. I was actually at university. I was in my 4th year studying, and I had a target in mind. I wanted to have $100,000 by the end of the year. And I remember that was like my goal, and it was something like September, and I was way short. I thought, I can't keep on mowing lawns, so I'm going to find something else. So I go online, I type in make money, and I actually became a lead for someone else's system. They called me back the next day. I put in 2K into that company. 2 months later, I put in another 38K into that company. That's really how I got started. Then I kind of had to learn how to market.
How did you come up with 38,000?
I had been saving since I was about 8 years old. So I was fortunate enough I could find the money, but I'd just been saving for like over a decade at that point. I would have been 22 when I put in the 38K. So yeah, it was pretty much all the money I had at the time.
And the importance, I wanted to cover the importance of investing in your education. Like you said, you're so saving on everything else except your education.
Yeah, I've always spent pretty big on education. I'm a very frugal guy, but when it comes to actually going to seminars, getting information products, I do spend pretty big. For example, I paid $4,000 to go to a Dan Kennedy event about 3 months ago, and keep in mind I'm in Australia, so I have to fly around to the other side of the planet. It's like a week, but I'm willing to do that for my education, because it's like, really that's the only difference between, we're at a seminar right now, all the people in the room, it's not that the ones that are, they're making really big money, it's not that they're a whole lot more intelligent or anything like that, it's just they know something that they figured out, they have that knowledge, and that's really what it is. So getting the right knowledge, it's always worth the money, so long as you are getting the right knowledge. You've got to be a little bit careful who you get the knowledge from.
Right. And I also was saying, people go to movies, they go do their nails or their hair or whatever, they buy some shoes or something, right? And then they say, well, we don't have money, and I'm like always looking at them, you can go to a dollar store, you don't have to buy all these expensive nail things and everything. blog posts about that. It's just different mentality of how
Right.
people.
Yeah.
But another thing is like I have some people who are saying, well, you gotta go to do the education. You can spend the money on education, but it has to be at the university. I mean,
Right.
and they don't see that this information products that I'm buying, they don't see that as a legitimate education. What would you cover on that?
Well, I went to university for 4 years. I was doing business and economics. I think that a university education does have some value. You know, if you want to get a job, but if you want to go into business for yourself, I learned more in the first year of doing this than I did 4 years at university. So I think really it's just like I said before, finding people who have the results you want and then learning from them. And if you have to pay them some money, you know, if they're the right people, it's always worth it. It's always worth it.
And what would you cover, like, if, for example, if you're going to an elevator
Right.
with somebody and somebody is asking you, well, I know that you're an internet marketer. I know you're successful. Could you give me some advice? And you are like riding in an elevator. Todd Falcone actually asked this question to all of his interviewees.
Mm-hmm.
He says, what would you say? Give me some advice before the doors open. What do you have any strategic, like, short?
My advice would be very simple. Get a lead capture page. Do paid traffic. Don't waste too much time with free traffic. It's too slow. Paid traffic. Do paid traffic. Send traffic to that page. Start building the list. Email those leads every day. Build a relationship, but at the same time, don't be afraid to sell. And keep on doing that. I remember getting my first lead. Soon that turned into 10, then 100 leads, and 1,000. Once you get to around 1,000 leads, that's when you can start to see some little sales trickling in, at least for me. And that's all I did. I kept on scaling. Now my list is like 95,000 people. That's your main asset. Like that is everything. So build a list, build a relationship, and make offers to them on a regular basis. It's very simple, but that's really what it is we do.
Could you cover a little bit, like 3 years you couldn't make anything? What was the turning point when you did start seeing results that actually paid?
I think for the first 3 years I was all over the place. I was very scattered. I didn't have any focus on what I was doing. So I never really stuck at any one thing for long enough to gain some traction. I think that once you gain some traction, you get your first sales under your belt, your second, your third, then you can build up momentum. But those first 3 years, I mean, I had little sales every now and again. First 9 months I had no sales until I got my very first sale. But like I said, I was just way too scattered. I was in 5 different kind of businesses. I was trying to do them all at the same time. When things started taking off, really a key turning point was having my own product and my own affiliate program. And then I just focused on that. And now I've got about 22 products. So I think having your own products, that was like a real turning point for me. Sure.
And I know that you covered that in your webinars a little bit. People are so scared of creating their own products. So they think, well, why would somebody buy from me if there's so many people offering that?
Right.
What advice would you give to overcome that?
I had the same kind of fears. Like when I did my first product, I didn't know what people were going to think of it. My advice is always just to go and do it. Just go and do it anyway. And if people don't like it, they'll let you know. They'll refund it, and you'll refund it. It's no big deal. So let them decide. Just go and do it. Like I did my first event 3 months ago. This is my second event here, and I had no idea what I was doing. I really didn't, but I just did it. It was a little bit uncomfortable for those 3 days. In fact, it was very uncomfortable. But I did it, and now I have the experience. I know how to do it, and here we are. 3 months later, we're doing an event that's 3 times the size. So just go and do it. That's the best advice I can give.
And also you said it's so hard to sell your products if they're high ticket right away.
Right.
So you would suggest to start with a smaller, then do a funnel bigger, and do a back-end product.
Right. So in my sales funnel, we usually start with a $10 ebook because you're not going to sell like a $15,000 program to a stranger. We have programs that are around $15,000. The way that you sell a program like that is you start off with a low ticket offer where it's not a big commitment for someone to say yes to. There's not a lot of risk. It's only $5, $10, something like that. They do one transaction with you. Now, hopefully it's a good transaction. They get value. They trust you now, your product. They see that you know what you're talking about. And after that, once you have a buyer, they're like literally 10 times easier to sell to than a cold lead. A cold lead's hard to sell to because they don't know you yet. Once you have a buyer, they'll say yes a lot more than a non-buyer will. And you just keep on making them offers, and as they get to know you, then you find other ways to give them a lot more value, but also at higher prices. So, we can go from $10 to, sometimes we'll go from $10 and then we'll go to $2K. Now that's usually, we do that on the phone in my business, and then we might go 2 to 5, that they might go into a coaching program where they can get some one-on-one help, if that's what they want. And then we also have a 15K the Platinum Mastermind on the back end. And that's usually like someone's going to have to get to know myself and my business for a little while before they're ready for that. So it's just a basic sales from low commitment to high commitment.
Right, and you just started doing the Mastermind in Fiji,
sure.
The one that you introduced at this event. Could you share a little bit about that event with the viewers? If they are interested in attending for some reason.
Basically what we're doing, so this event where we're at right now, like all the 12 speakers have done $1 million, okay, and that's what they're teaching on. The Platinum Mastermind is going to be at a whole new level. It's not just internet marketing, it's also wealth creation, some personal development. They all tie in, they all help you do well. But basically you show up to Fiji and I pay for everything. I pay for your food, accommodation, entertainment, everything. You show up and then we take good care of you. For 5 whole days. So it's not just like a seminar. There's a lot of activities. It's like a full experience. So we're doing our first one in Fiji, early 2030. It's going to be an annual event. I'm pretty excited about it. I think it's like the biggest innovation in my business like this last year. So,
do you know how many speakers you're going to expect?
I don't even know that right now. I don't know exactly the number yet. I would say there should be about 10 over 5 days, about 10 speakers.
But you said that the criteria that you have, they have to have
done around $5 million. Yeah, so these are pretty sharp people. They've actually got the experience to back up what they're teaching. So
not just some self-made guru that just speaks.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you
In
very much.
8th place, Jane Orlov. Very well done. Think about it. I mean, there's over 3,000 partners, and to get in the top 10, I mean, that's just incredible. So, congratulations. The first Platinum Mastermind member is with a white iPad, Jane Orlov. So guys, we're all going to Fiji early next year. If you want to join us, come and see me. I'm really stoked to have you guys come on with me. Like, this is going to be the start of the next major innovation in this industry. So thanks guys, I really appreciate it.